What's up, amigos? Just in, rhinos are in shock. President Donald Trump, even in Texas, in the backyard of Bush, he's just destroying, showing everybody in the Republican Party that he is the boss. Let us see what CNN is saying. Let's do it.
We have seen this over and over and over again. When a Republican goes up against Donald Trump, or Donald Trump really goes up against them, it doesn't end too well for that Republican senator. We saw it just a few weeks ago with Bill Cassidy getting, just 25% of the vote, which was the lowest vote share total for any senator, incumbent senator. And now when looking at the margin, again, breaking history, the 28-point loss for John Cornyn, the worst for a Republican senator since at least World War II, Kate Baldwin. That is how historic it was.
And there are some people still in denial. They still believe they can beat Trump. They still believe Trump is not leading the Republican Party. People, I don't know what's going on with these people. They are in denial. And I see people here in the channel as well. Trump is nothing. Trump. Guys, you are in denial. Trump still the man. He's still the boss. And we support Trump. And if he says we are going to go, look at Texas right now. Look at Texas. We are going to win Texas, thanks to Trump. But let's continue here because they have something much stronger to say now.
That is, that fits into historic. Yeah. So Cornyn is kind of if you were to say, like a Bush era Texas Republican. Mm-hmm. How much has the party shifted from the Bush era, if you will, since Trump has come into the?
Yeah, I mean, look, John Cornyn was first elected back in 2002, and I will just tell you that the George W. Bush era of the Republican Party is, simply put, it is dead. It is dead, and this was the capstone to it. And Donald Trump's Republican Party is very much alive. He is the leader of the Republican Party. I just want you to look here. I mean, this just tells you everything that you need to know, which is the net favorable rating with the GOP. You have Donald Trump, you have George W. Bush. Before Donald Trump declared back in May of 2015, look at this. George W. Bush's net favorable rating was plus 58 points. Donald Trump was 45 points underwater with Republicans. Look at this. This is over 100-point shift, I do believe. Donald Trump is now at plus 61. That's an over 100-point shift in the positive direction for Trump. And look at what happened to George W. Bush. He dropped by 40 points from plus 58 to plus 17. So George W. Bush has fallen through the floor since Donald Trump, of course, first really appeared on the political scene, first ran for president for the Republican nomination back in 2015, declaring in June of 2015, while George W. Bush, simply put, as I said, his Republican Party is dead. Republican voters are very lukewarm on him, and Republican voters are still very hot to trot on Donald Trump. And you saw that in George W. Bush's home state of Texas on Tuesday night with John Cornyn, of course, a Bush-era Republican, going down to a historic defeat. The bottom line.
And he was going to win. And Trump is the best thing ever happened to the Republicans. Thank God, because we were going like completely nuts. We wouldn't be able to see the difference between Democrats and Republicans if we continue with these rhinos. So we need to kick all these rhinos out. And I know that is an exaggeration. Some people believe that everybody is a rhino. Not everybody, but there's a lot of rhinos there. And we know Bush is one of them. And the people Bush chooses, and all these people who are still fighting for these rhinos, they need to go too. But Trump has won, 37-0. He has won the Senate. He has won every primary. So it shows the power of Trump. But let's end here with CNN.
Is that Donald Trump?
And guys, CNN does not like Trump.
It's his party across the political map, even in George W. Bush's backyard.
One thing you see in the numbers, one thing we heard from voters on the actual day, on election day, there was that they're going with Trump. Trump had accused Cornyn of not being loyal enough, and they were going with Trump when they were going to be supporting Paxton. How much, begs the question of how loyal do Republican voters want their electeds to be to President Trump?
Yeah, I think when you see this over 100-point shift towards Donald Trump, I mean, that's just crazy. But then you just ask the Republican voters, what do they want? What do they want from their members of Congress? GOP voters want congressional GOP to do more to work with Trump. 80%, 4 and 5, just 13% want him to do more to stand up to Trump. When 80% plus of the party is with you on any particular question, you know you own the party. This is, as I said, Donald Trump's Republican Party, and it's George W. Bush has simply put that Republican Party is dead. It's in the graveyard.
That is dead. Rhinos are dead. You cannot go against President Trump. That's simple. You look at he's going 37-0. Like, look at this: Pennsylvania 10-0, Alabama 6-0, Kentucky 6-0, Oregon 1-0, Idaho 5-0, Georgia 9-0, 100%. And the most important is we probably would have lost the Senate in Texas, but now that we kicked the RINO out and Trump is supporting Paxton, you see the difference right now. So breaking, Ken Paxton has 60% chance to defeat James. So now we have a chance to win. Now we have a chance to have a senator from the Republican Party in Texas. Think about it, losing a seat in the Senate in Texas, that would be very, very, very for the Republican Party. So this is Trump doing his magic, Trump doing his work. So may God bless you. May God bless America. I see you next time.